Hello, wonderful viewers. If you enjoy the stories I share and find them inspiring, please consider subscribing to my channel. It's completely free, but it means everything to me. Your support allows me to keep creating more motivational content for you. With just one click, you're helping me grow and reach even more people. Thank you for being such an important part of this journey. Your presence makes all the difference. Once upon a time, in a prosperous kingdom, there lived a farmer with his little son and family in a small hut. He worked hard every day, tending to his fields, doing everything he could to provide for his loved ones. One morning, while walking behind his house, something shiny caught his eye. Curiously, he bent down and discovered a treasure gleaming from the ground. He dug it out, and there it was, a priceless, sparkling treasure, more beautiful than anything he'd ever seen. The farmer didn't know where it came from, but his heart filled with excitement. He couldn't believe his luck. He imagined how rich he could become. With this treasure, he could buy vast lands, build a mansion, and change the life of his entire family. He could even become an important person in the village. But then a wave of fear swept over him. What if someone saw it and stole it? What if the treasure wasn't his to keep? To protect his newfound fortune, the farmer brought the treasure home and hid it carefully under his bed. Days passed, but the treasure never left his thoughts. Every night, he dreamed of what his life would be like after selling it. He pictured a future filled with luxury, comfort, and respect. One afternoon, while the farmer was out in the fields working, his young son was playing inside the house. The curious little boy, without fully understanding the value of what he found, noticed the shiny object under the bed. It fascinated him, so he picked it up and carried it outside, where he began playing with it in the sandpit. He dug and built, blissfully unaware of the treasure's true worth. Later that day, when the farmer returned home, he looked under the bed only to find that the treasure was gone. His heart dropped. Panic flooded his mind as he began searching the house frantically. His hands trembled as he looked everywhere, under the bed, in every corner, but it was nowhere to be found. And then, in the distance, he saw his son. The boy was happily playing in the sand pit, covered in dirt. The farmer rushed over, his face red with anger. "Where is the treasure I hid under the bed?" he demanded. The boy looked scared. I took it outside to play with it in the sand, but I lost it," he said, his voice trembling. The farmer felt like his world was collapsing. He ran to the sandpit, frantically digging through the dirt. His hands were shaking, and his breath was ragged, but the treasure was gone. He searched until he was exhausted, and finally, with tears of frustration, he scolded his son harshly and punished him for losing something so valuable. 2 days later, a loud announcement echoed through the village square. The king's guards were searching for a stolen treasure. They proclaimed that the king's most prized possession had been taken by one of the villagers. Anyone who was found hiding it would be executed, along with their entire family. The farmer froze in fear. Was the treasure he found the king's? What if the guards discovered it? What if they found out? He felt an overwhelming sense of dread. The thought of losing everything, his life, his family, consumed him. As the guards began searching every house in the village, the farmer stood in terror. His heart pounded in his chest when the guards finally came to his home. They searched every corner, every crack in the house, even checking under the bed where the treasure had once been hidden. The farmer stood there, sweating, his knees weak, but he said nothing. Finally, after a long and tense search, the guards found nothing. They left his house without taking a second glance. The farmer, utterly relieved, let out a deep breath. The treasure was gone, but so was the danger it had brought. In that moment, he realized that losing the treasure had actually saved his life and his family from unimaginable harm.